Kansas City Kitty, huh?
What keys is it?
G, D. When you're playing an instrument, it's just like you're zoned out. You don't have time to worry about any problems you have or anything. I mean, it's just like a tension release for me a lot, you know. I remember walking through a mall and there'd be some song come on, the fiddle take a break, boom, it just took my mind completely away. You can tell by looking around here, I'm sort of obsessed with it. That's a Baroque violin there, like the 14th century or something like that they used to play, is what I understand. That's a cigar box fiddle. I have a real one over there that was made in 1887. Cigar box fiddle. It was real wood. They made cigar boxes out of wood. That's a table violin right there in front of you. If it's weird, I buy it. I think what got me started is that basically my father knew I was interested in music, and he went and traded a rifle for my grandpa's fiddle. And I got it back, and it needed fixing up, so I took it to a guy named McDonald in Port Natchez, Texas, and he fixed it up for me. And then I started hacking around. Yeah, here's my grandpa's fiddle. I'll go show you that. The fiddle was offered $10,000. I wish somebody offered me $10,000 for it. I'd ask them, when you going to write the check? See, I went to play it at my daddy's funeral and turned out it cracked right here. I went dancing all the time, you know, when I wasn't working. I worked at the state hospital on the midnight shift, 40 hours a week while I was in school. And I would dance in front of the bandstand to see the fiddle player. I would go out to the Broken Spoke when the Broken Spoke first opened. I mean, it was a very primitive open building. And just to hear the guy play Cindy or something, they had a guy that played the fiddle would get up there and do a couple songs like for Paul Jones or something, and I was already obsessed with it.
If it wasn't for Ron Yule, we wouldn't have any music around here. When something happens to Ron, this'll die. There won't be any. There won't be any jamming or teaching young people. He's got 2 young students now that's really coming along great on fiddle.
Nursing homes too.
He goes to the nursing home and plays, and he plays for birthday parties and stuff like that. And he's good to put himself out, and doesn't make a penny on it, you know. It's just a passion for the music is what drives him, I think.
When I was working on my bachelor's degree at McNeese, Ron was working on his master's degree in microbiology, and he'd be on the second floor. He was working on his thesis. He was doing experiments, and he'd sleep up there, but he'd be up there in his underwear playing fiddle. I went up there several times and saw him up there.
I don't think I ever did the publications and the research for preserving. I never thought of it as being preserving anything, but I did it to honor the people that I played with. It just was always important to me to honor those teachers, you know, even your teachers in high school or elementary school or wherever. And I just always felt like that honored them, you know. This is the last book I did, Country Music, Beauregard Parish, Louisiana. This is all the old timers of 1904, 1952, 1953, 1912. All pictures of the old timers that were here. Well, I can tell you exactly what got that started. There's an article in the Lecture on American Press. He came up here to interview me, and he'd about finished the interview, and it probably didn't have a paragraph, you know, the whole thing. And he asked me right at the end, he said, would it be right to say that you probably know more about Louisiana fiddling than most anybody around here? And I said, I would think probably yes. So I started documenting them. I started writing them down. And I would call people. I'd go interview them. I remember when I did the Ira Lejeune book, Mr. Vanacore was the main man. He played with Irie. I would call him on the phone and we'd talk about stuff, you know. And I just quit taping. I said, I'll just write it. I won't forget it. I don't forget stuff like that. My wife said, you forget to take out the trash, but it's about fiddling, you don't forget anything. So this here's all the newsletters we wrote, my wife and I. Yeah, well, I had all the original newsletters. I have found one or two I need to put in there. I have two projects that I really like, that I've done all my life since I've been playing the fiddle. Playing nursing homes is one. The others, when I moved here, they had the Beauregard Parish Fair, which had their first contest that we know of in 1925. But I interviewed people that said when they had the fair at Maryville starting in 1912, that they had contests there, but they're never advertised in any of the papers or anything. So this contest has been going on at least, well, next year will be 100 years. This is my 50th year to do it. Last year I had a heart attack, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was in the hospital while they was doing it. I'd set it all up, you know. I knew it was in bad shape, and but I said I can make it through the fair. I didn't make it. I sat in the hospital anyway. But that's always been a big thing of mine. I mean, it's like of all the trophies I have in there, that's the one. The 45th year they gave me a little plaque, and that's the number one to me because I've kept it going.